Pylai Dai, a very sober, like, recognition of where his team is currently standing, where they feel like they're at. But in spite of some of the woes of the group stage, they're still feeling pretty freaking good about the way everything's going in terms of their matchup.
The battle begins.
Not what I would have expected fully.
Took too long to get your computer, buddy. You missed the predictions.
That's fine. I don't care about those things anyways.
Yeah, of course not. Got him, guys. Yes. Okay. Well, I wasn't listening to anything you said there because I had to get those in fast. I liked his idea of the who would pop off. I think that's a great question because there are. I kind of agree with Pine that any of his 3 cores could pop off here if he's looking for like someone to take over this game. But I think the hero that has been doing it a lot lately was definitely that Nature's Prophet. This hero is it's straight up toxic in the mid lane.
Yeah, it sort of helps to apply that pressure later on, and then of course, as the panel was talking about, kind of an option against Drow that I think people don't think about that often, right? A lot of people, when they think about get on top of this hero, it's something like a Spectre or a PA, or like that's, even though those heroes are garbage right now, that's the mentality that people have in their head of some melee hero that buys an Abyssal Blade. But Makoto gets up in there, he maybe drops a Gleipnir, maybe later on he gets a Hex or something. Ame's gonna be fish food.
Yeah, he's definitely known for his playmaking heroes.
Fish food. Yokum gets ran down, and DY takes him out right at the start.
First blood for the support Naga Siren. Okay.
That's scary.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not great. I mean, Lion, obviously a hero versus Naga Siren in the past, has all these advantages because you're trying to just clear out the illusions and everything, but it's a support Naga Siren, so it's not nearly as valuable. And you also died to her in the beginning of the game, so that matchup has twisted around right now in this one.
Oh yeah, no, that's a scary one indeed. And already out of the gate though, CS across the board's not looking too bad, although they are now on to Ame and trying to run her down. It's going to be Drow dead, so back and forth, the turntables indeed. As DY will take over the lane for a moment, waiting for his Drow to come back.
Yeah, we've had all these Wind Rangers and Linas, and we've now reached the 2nd tier of ranged carries.
Right.
I saw Pure was playing the Drow earlier as well. We haven't had a Clinks yet, but I feel like a similar situation is likely to occur, where that hero might end up appearing simply because we've lost these like top tier heroes that have been dominating so much in the group stage. So it's Drow's not Wind Ranger. She's not Lina. She is not quite at that same strength level. But of course, later in the game, you could argue that she can become more powerful in a lot of ways, especially when it comes to piercing through that larger HP pools.
Yeah, that side setup facet doesn't really have the same feel as a Wind Run, if we're going to be honest about it. I've tried playing it a couple of times. It just feels terrible. But in the mid lane now, XM, they summon the tree, get some good damage there on to that Storm. And the other thing you got to be careful about in this mid lane too is like XM needs to make sure he can actually secure the rune right away, because otherwise that Treant might get sent over and deny it. So he's kind of got to play this awkward angle of pushing out the lane and making sure he gets to a rune in time. And in the meantime, 4 heroes gather around the Lotus pool. As Yokum though is able to pick it up there on that Lotus. Couple more hits from Ame, but a stun. Nicely placed there. It's a little bit of separation before the Riptide comes through.
Sorry, the Deluge.
Deluge, excuse me.
Yeah, we have a different spell name when we pop this one in there.
I mean, it's not as cool. I mean, it is, but I feel like it's a worse name than Riptide. Does Deluge have a song named Deluge? Da, 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 da. That thing?
Riptide?
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, I didn't know.
That was my great voice.
Yeah, no, I can tell. Yeah, Lyrica was also singing along to the elevator music while we rode down with Collapse.
Yeah.
Causing Collapse to have quite a chuckle, I have to say. He thoroughly enjoyed that.
Oh, Ame up top again. Getting ran at. And pushed all the way back, feeling uncomfortable in this lane. Although, does manage to throw out a couple of right clicks on his way back.
Yeah, T-Boy's doing a really good job of trying to keep up that pressure, even though it is a Drow as his ally, right? Like, he's trying to use that early armor that you have on the Naga Siren. As Makoto and XM trading back and forth here. Went for the 1-1-2 build. We did have these builds on the Prophets where they were maxing the Sprout and trying to like bully out their opponent and just like spam, 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 going for that instead. But despite the nerfs onto the Ironwood Treant, Makoto's still going for this maxing out of this Treant here. So he's going to be looking to apply a lot of pressure to this tower and try and secure as many last hits as he can. Obviously, he's got the 9 CS lead, which, you know, you can argue is largely because he's going for this big Treant.
Right, well, you can imagine a world where, as we are seeing, WS get ran out a little bit by the combo of Ame and DY, but if they can put some pressure up top, maybe you start thinking around that catapult wave or something. If you make the rotation with Makoto, you know, particularly if XM for whatever reason gets low and doesn't have mana to come and contest or help out, that tower just might be gone top. And they're doing well across all of the lanes right now. You take a look at this, 31-9 for the Monkey King. Obviously a substantial lead in the mid, 9 denies against the Storm Spirit. Things are feeling okay for Talon in spite of the slight gold lead for Xtreme.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about this Undying pick and looking at the Nature's Prophet, like, well, okay, this will help make sure the lane goes well and everything, but then when you pair it up with the Monkey King, we went from just a safe lane to an absolutely terrifying one for someone like a Mars. Like,
oh, yeah.
You don't really have a lot of playmaking potential down there, particularly with a Mirana as your support. Like, you're just playing to survive this laning stage right now in the bottom lane. I think not getting a kill would probably be pretty disappointing here in this like next half of the laning stage down here.
Going in onto XM with the rotation over. Where's your Tango? Zet doesn't have him, but the heal coming out just in time. XM trying to survive. The zombie still on him, didn't kill it quickly enough, and he ends up dying. Now the heal coming from Ponyo. And that's 2 dead mid with a tombstone in hand. This is really looking good. And they also make the rotation top. The TPs came in, which means Ame's vulnerable up there.
Oh, that's so well done. Great use of the twin gate there by Akashi. And that high mobility you get on this Monkey King.
I mean, the panel was talking about it. Like, you know, you don't see as many of these, like, you know, cheesy picks, but maybe some cheesy moves there. Looking pretty good out of the mid and then up top as well. Love to see that.
And I get DY making the walk of shame back up top there. WS not quite level 6 though, so Ame will be okay. They've also had to rotate their supports all the way back to the well here on Talon, so perhaps TP into to another lane and see if they can make a play.
I swear, you look at these pro games and it's just either pro or Herald. The null talisman on Drow Ranger, not what you would fully anticipate. But you know, you get it out there. Need a little bit of mana regen. Seems like the right option. So it is going to be double Wisdom Runes. Nobody able to secure both of those. And there is a TP through that little gate there. Coming over from the Monkey King. This was spotted on the ward, so don't anticipate they're going to be able to find any easy kill up top.
Yeah, Ame is just playing it super safe. Unfortunately, they can't really punish this. They can just not die to it. And Akashi just returns to the bottom lane to go back to farming here versus XXS, who is very close to level 6.
Oh, quick pause.
A little hotkey issue here.
I wanted to TP and I didn't make it happen.
Little unfortunate timing.
Surely it's fine. But is Yokum in a little bit of trouble? They have Doom nearby, and yeah, there's just no way to get him out of there in time. WS should be fine here. As he just makes the slow, steady walk away from the Fish Lady. And already the Midas queued up.
So Maximum Cheese, Nature's Prophet, is also not quite online because you don't have this vision into the jungle, right? That was a little trick a lot of the Prophets were doing, where you'd place a ward somewhere where you could see a lot of camps, so you could buff up that ulti, which you really need now that it also got nerfed down. Like, you want to make sure those connections are like the last bounces.
Well, a Doom up top, and a lot of damage onto her. XXS actually going to move in, has the arena down. No follow-up damage after the fact, and with Monkey King ultimate just now wearing off, they move in. Makoto trying to find that kill into Ame. Can they bring him down in time? That's a DD on XM. They weren't able to steal it away. So a little bit of getting their wires crossed there on Talon. Makoto goes in as the rest of his team leaves.
Yeah, I mean, he got the mid tower, but this Max Treant doesn't do anything in these rotations, right? Like, you don't have the vision on your neutrals, so you're not getting maximum bounces to hit Ame. Like, that wasn't that good of a Wrath of Nature. Like, I want to see this thing hit for like the 460 that it can. It's stupid.
Yeah.
But if you don't have all this vision on your neutrals and you're not getting that, then you're not going to get the big bounce.
Well, Trent, what I'm seeing here, it feels like, is a lot of early aggression coming from Talon, which has translated into some wins, but it feels also like you kind of really want to get that going and get these kills to build your momentum. The fact that Mirana right now is, you know, pretty farmed on this support hero, I'm wondering if XinQ is going to become a problem here, because you know that Storm's going to be able to get involved in some kills and likely catch back up.
Oh, yeah, this is classic XinQ. I remember when like his previous lineups used to let him just take the entire jungle on techies. Like, this is a really farmed support Mirana, like you're saying. So he has that solar flare, so he wants to ensure that he's got that. I mean, think about solar flare with a storm sphere. That's a pretty cool combo. You know, getting off a lot of right clicks. Like, you can guarantee that you're in a position to actually utilize that maximum damage. Some carries it's really hard to get into that like perfect window where it's ramped up all the way and it's like, okay, now I'm ready to right click. Like, Storm can just go in on that moment.
In the meantime, in towards mid, they throw out the arrow, does not manage to connect onto Makoto's tree. And it is going to be a illusion rune up top that's denied out. XM going to zip away. Not a whole lot of stuns when Lion's not here. So XM has a free path to get away from him.
Yeah, he's always going to be keeping an eye on that positioning there. Obviously, that's kind of the whole point of that pick, so.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Now pulling this wave to the side. Ame back to farming. Trying to play in a position with DY that makes sure she doesn't get brought down again. Doom is available. And Yoka making the wrap up here. You can see they want to do everything they can to shut down Ame, but DY is just this bulwark right in front of them, making sure that there's no easy path to kill that Drow.
Yeah, looks like they'll get the tower though, so this will be sort of a path opening to try and close out this area for her to farm in. Monkey King not going to be as reliant on like these safe spaces as the Drow will be, so the fact that they're losing their bottom tower, not quite as punishing. You can see that as a bit of a win here for Talon, but like overall, this is a lineup they probably wanted to have a lot more done by this point, or at least to feel like they were a little bit stronger on these rotations.
Right.
Like I don't think you want to be holding these like Wrath of Natures for so long.
True. Yeah, and it's feeling like it's going to end up being this like almost quad core coming in. And obviously, NP is getting his farm in this game, but need to keep that acceleration moving for Makoto, who's getting towards his Gleipnir.
Yeah, I mean, like we were saying, like he loves Puck, he loves Ember. Like you can buy that hero, thankfully, with Gleipnir, so that's cool.
Right, exactly.
Just, you know, purchase a playmaker. And very likely, of course, that we'll also see one from Akashi, and they'll just be doubling up on them. Probably the way this one's going to go. And that's going to end up being kind of a timing they're going to have to wait for.
In the meantime, Ame, just the only place that he's been on the map is up top. But it's what you come to expect a little bit at this point in the game. And the other thing too is that as far as like early movements, now that you've kind of taken the top tier 1 tower and the mid tier 1 tower for Talon, there's really only one place left to go, and trying to like expel XXS from this side of the map is going to be pretty freaking tough. It feels like there's this long window where not that much is going to be happening, and in fact, in that space and opening, they find an easy pickoff onto Ponyo.
Yeah, they throw the Wrath of Nature during that as well, so it means that they don't really have a counterplay to go for. Like, I feel like if you want to be trying to make plays, you're going to need that. Also, I mean, popping Flesh Golem right before he dies, it could have come back in potentially after the kill since he had the instant respawn, but not going to be the case. So Ame with his bodyguard nearby, willing to press forward slightly and farm a bit more. Storm was also up there. They could have made a look onto WS if they wanted. But no pressure. No need to force the issue. Still feeling good about how they're scaling. And for Talon, I just feel like you got to get more done here. The timing on Gleipnir is going to be like their last hope, it feels like. Like if they don't start connecting on kills when those items come out here, then I feel like it's going to be a really bad time.
Right. Yeah, it's very much like XinQ is just stayed efficient throughout all of this. And you can see slowly but steadily all the rest of those heroes start to build up the board slightly. Although I do think that WS is going to have that Midas here as Akashi. Success is on him.
I like how he's going for the pipe on the Mars. Just because, you know, we got Doom on one side, Mars on the other. It's not like a guaranteed sort of aura game. Right. Although he should probably talk to XinQ about it, because XinQ also has pipe queued up.
Hey, whatever.
what to do with all of this gold.
I mean, imagine you show up to the fight with double Gleipnir and they just have 2 pipes.
He just changed to Octarine, dude. Xingqiu looks over, sees a pipe. He's like, oh, thank goodness. Now I can go Octarine Mirana.
Hey, listen, you just got to get those solar flares
Dude,
off, right?
why not Greaves, bud?
I mean,
those are still available,
he wants
you know?
to scale. He's like, all right, Doom's getting to Midas. I can get some money.
DY, you're going to get Greaves, right? DY?
Yeah, surely.
Well, maybe in like 25 minutes. You'll get Greaves.
Oh, this is good, though. This wraparound here. Can they burst in time before the song comes out? Finger of Death. It's not going to happen. Ame manages to get out of there. And now, I mean, are they going to think about fighting this? The Hex comes immediately before Spear manages to get thrown, and Ame still ends up dying. They could have just walked away from that one, instead trading the Lion for the Drow. And now Xingqiu walking forward, trying to take down that Tombstone. Not going to happen. XM, he does manage to bring it down. Ponyo pulled back in, still some extra control for the moment. This Undying is very low, but they don't want to fully commit. A bit too scary.
A little over-ambitious there. Got Amars with a trigger finger who's just itching to try and use his ultimate. That somehow ends up being a good fight for Talon.
Yeah.
Despite that attempted escape there from the Naga Siren song. So they got to be happy about that. And of course, you know, Gleipnir is there. Also gonna be there relatively soon for Akashi. He's going as fast as he can. And that Midas providing a fast blink here for WS.
A little surprised. I would have thought that maybe Ame would have, thought about TPing out or whatever else wanted to end up doing, but just still willing to, think about taking that fight. A win for Talon. We'll see where they go with it now. Gleipnir online, though, I believe I saw there. He talked about it, and we've got that Midas ready to go. With Blink Dagger soon done, could be a window around that next Doom. In the meantime, though, with ultis on cooldown, they go for another. Onto him, Makoto is starting to bring down Ame. Is it back-to-back deaths? Yes, it will be. But Makoto now trying to TP out. They have the arrow to break the TP. He ends up going down. Yeah,
teammate's not there in time, and now it's actually Ponyo who gets jumped. That Orcus coming back here in a second.
Drops the Tombstone with DY nearby. That's just more gold going the way of XG.
Okay. Well, on the one hand, you get the Drow.
Yeah.
But that was for 3 heroes. That's a painful death there for your mid Nature's Prophet. Still the highest value hero in this game.
I mean, Doom is going to start to scale too. We're seeing them get the items that they need.
Yeah, I mean, he's got his Blink there. Akashi is just 250 gold away now at this point from his Gleipnir. The courier's sitting at the shop right now ready to buy it, so they're going to get all that. They'll probably smoke up, try and find their fight, and see if they can actually get full control of this game. Now, when they come in for that fight now, there is a mech finished up, though.
DY's going.
They have the pipe for XXS. Xingqiu, someone saw what he queued up, unfortunately, and so he just switched to a Force Staff. So he's getting the parts for that.
Trying not to get reported.
Yeah.
Fair. 3,000 gold lead for Xtreme.
But still no defensive item, for Ame, right? Like, he's got his Yasha, his Dragonlance. Like, there's no Force Staff or anything yet to help him out. So it will just be dependent upon this, like, Orchid to bail him out, the pipe, and the mech. When they come in for this
song,
play.
too.
That's true, yeah.
I mean, I think that they have the tools. I guess Doom getting off is the big question mark. Like, if they manage to get it onto Ame, he's probably going to have a rough time.
Here it is, though. Everything is connected. They have the blink. They're already smoked up. DY's in the river. That's not what they want, but they'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, that will be an easy transition into whatever else they want to do.
Put one on the board.
They're ready
for the Lion. 1 stack.
Man's moving. But take the kill. What do they get now? XXS is standing right in front of this tower. They got the Doom onto him.
Nice.
They were just not anticipating that they stuck around, I guess. Kind of crazy.
And Makoto not gonna linger though. And now he pops the Treant, but they want more. They're not just gonna start like pressuring the tower or anything. Maybe try and get some good vision down here would be great. No wards though, unfortunately. The Lion or the Undying. So, I mean, they already are controlling sort of this area they're playing around right now. So, just gonna camp their wards a little bit here.
Well, this is the part where for Talon, maybe it gets a little bit scary too. The smoke up comes from Xtreme, and now they don't have Doom, but they jump immediately onto XM, but there's the song to turn it around. Hanyo, what does he have to make something work
Ame.
here? This is really scary. Gleipnir connects Makoto on to the Mirana. Nothing following that one yet. Silence onto Undyne. He's immediately out of there. But now they drop Wukong's command. Will it be enough damage? They are going to be able to pull him immediately out of it. Trying to take down this Storm. The good Boundless Strike. Is it enough damage? No! They can't quite bring down XM. Nobody is dying except for that Mirana, as Xtreme win a huge fight, 4 for 1.
Oh, TY gets in there, D wards the cliff, and they just run out of resources. Like, Lion's just running low on mana. He's got nothing left in the tank there to keep controlling.
It's one of those moments where you get the good kill on Naga, get the good kill on Mars, and then you stick around a bit too long. Oof, that one hurts. That is a lot of change right there.
Yeah, well, with all that gold now coming in, that's where the defensive items are going to come through, right? Like, Storm's going to have a BKB the next time they fight, very likely. He's almost into it right now, and
replay here.
This window's slammed shut right now.
Oh yeah, and this song just completely turned it all around. And you know, no Tombstone there for another 40 right as the fight was popping off. It's a tough time.
And despite all their control, they just can't quite get it there. And yeah, again, losing that division up on the high ground, that really hurts them because now it gives the freedom over to XM to just zip around a little bit here. He can just get out and can't follow him up the high ground. It's just like everything's just spread a little bit too much, right?
Yeah.
On the side of Talon, unfortunately. All right, but they don't want to give this up for free.
Are they really coming into this? There's no way. Surely.
Well,
the pause comes out. Now, NP does have TP available, but yes, I mean, Roche is, I guess it's not all the way down.
Yeah, it's level 1 Tombstone as well, so it's not crazy.
But they don't have Song. I mean, Mech is still there and ready. This feels like it'd be really hard to get into this fight.
Well, judging by WS bullwhipping himself and running the other direction, I don't think they're on their way here.
They decide that's not for them right now. But yeah, like you said, the BKB, it's coming out now for XM. They have Aegis in hand. This is the window where Xtreme can take a fight even if Talon have their resources up, as long as it's a fight on their terms.
Now, you always have Doom. And this is something to look for, right?
Yeah.
And just eliminate one of their heroes. Maybe that'll be enough. He's running around with the Ensnare. So we got 2 Gleipnirs and an Ensnare on WS after his blink. I think just perma-root. That might be their solution. But yeah, I mean, Pike's done on Ame. 4 staffs there for St. Q. We have the mech. We have the pipe. And on the side of Talon, you don't really have anything quite like that, right? Eliminate one of their heroes. Maybe that'll be enough. He's running around with the Ensnare. So we got 2 Gleipnirs and an Ensnare on WS after his blink. I think just perma-root. That might be their solution. But yeah, I mean, Pike's done on Ame. 4 staffs there for St. Q. We have the mech. We have the pipe. And on the side of Talon, you don't really have anything quite like that, right? Like, we're not expecting the defensive ores to come up. It's pretty hard to farm them on your Lions and your Undyings. Although Yoakum does have the mana drain shard, so he can actually farm.
Yeah, that's nice.
If he finds these Naga illusions.
Yeah, it's at least one possibility for them there. And now the Invis rune still sticking around for a moment on XM. Also bottles up an Arcane. Very, very good stuff coming in there. And Undyne. Is that actually Havis and Solar on that team? Yeah, they went double Havis and Solar on Lion.
Okay, not bad.
Interesting. 3,000 gold lead, but we'll see if after that Roche, XG can build on this momentum and try and sort of assert some dominance around this map. This definitely has the feeling where, you know, if one thing goes wrong for Talon in this window of the Aegis, this could be a 10k gold lead very easily.
Yeah, most certainly. I mean, one thing we don't really talk that much about Solar Flare is that there is the potential for just like taking structures as well.
That's true.
You know, it's not really something you have to consider, but
the mini alacrity.
Yeah, it is a little bit ridiculous. Like, if you get a situation where you just get picked off one by one and there's never really this big team fight, like, you could just like wipe a Rax.
Yeah. Oh, it could happen very quickly. Another smoke up here from Xtreme. They spot Xingqiu. That's Arena down. Things getting a little bit weird. They drop Wukong's command and the Hex is already out. Now WS finds onto one. There is the Song of the Siren though for the reset. Doom is at the ready.
That's an Arcane Rune Storm.
Scary stuff coming in. Do they want to make the big jump though? With Doom ready, it's still a little bit tenuous. Could play aggressive into that Aegis, but they decide to just walk in slowly after Wukong's down.
I'm really surprised they didn't go in there.
Radiant's middle tower
It felt advantageous for XG, but I think they just want to play it really cautious. Because, you know, they don't want to give anything away for free here. It's not exactly perfect. Like, you're not lined up to immediately punish after the song, since you just use it defensively to cover your own arena, so.
Right, there's no reset if things do go a little bit bad, which is one thing to be concerned about there, too.
Wow, they don't want to make it spicy?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
They didn't even actually take the tier 2 tower mid.
No, they just backed away and decided they would farm resources.
I mean, DY is farming this hard camp. Like,
Well, he deserves to die.
yeah, like, you're going to get got like this.
I wasn't willing to leave, team.
That is such a classic thing right there, too. Your position for Mirana is out farming. You gotta take this area of the map with no song. But keeping this gold lead kind of steady, a good job by Talon. I mean, that's something else to consider, right? Is that with all these defensive items and the ability to take fights looking good for Xtreme, if you can get through this window for Talon and maybe get to that next item, there could be a timing there where things feel a little bit better. You know, depending upon what these items are, maybe you start thinking about nullifiers later. Obviously, BKBs are high on the priority list for Monkey King.
Yeah, I mean, the gap is completely made up in the support duo.
Right.
Right? Like, they have, like, almost 18K support duo on the side of XG, total net worth, and it's, like, 12K on the side of Talon, so.
Hex comes in, TP out, not going to happen. So they will lose another support. Spanyo hits the dirt, immediately back again, ceaselessly dirging.
Love that for him.
Makoto maybe looking
DY
at
doing his thing again.
Found. Oh, and now the Doom for the +1. He's in trouble. Song. I mean, Makoto with this BKB staying right on him. They can't quite get in range, though, in time, and now they will with the Gleipnir. Storm shows up. Do they have enough to take down another? They will get one, but starting to drop lower and lower. It took too long for that fight. They will lose two and looking like a third on the side of Talon. He is pulled in and brought down. They got the Mars, but everything comes at a price.
Oh, I thought they had something cooking there, but yeah, just quick rotations from XG. Looking to fight whenever they can, just even if the Aegis has run out by this point, it's just still feeling like they're a little bit more powerful. Shiva's picked up for the Doom, though.
Okay.
Okay, that's pretty solid.
So,
A little bit better here versus this Drow. I mean, we already have the Curse of the Old Growth as well, as you can see. Like, DY tried to hide, but he got found out because of that. Now you got the Shiva's Guard. The Vision's looking pretty good. Hard for this Storm to just zip around and hide in these fights, which is something that Storm players tend to rely on. Oh, but the Lincolns. Yeah,
that's nice.
Classic Drow. A little bit of safety. Versus the Lion, versus the Doom. Maybe Ame makes a big play. We'll have to keep an eye on that Doom.
Yeah, for sure. Passing it over to one of his allies, potentially, or something.
Yep.
A lot of possible moves there. Still keeping the Quelling Blaze in inventory, too. Gotta love that. And a Hasterin on Storm as he, too, is working towards the Lincoln Spear. They feel like they have answers as it goes later, which I can't really fault him that much. It seems about right.
You just get AoE Hex.
Yeah.
25, so then you'll be fine, right?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
So 12 to 16. And Aegis possible to respawn a minute away. See what that indeed ends up being. But right now, it's Xtreme that are very much putting the clamps on this side of the map. Now, Talon could probably get down some wards here on the bottom side of it. Maybe could set up for defending Roche. because I don't think that they're far enough outside of this right now that they can't fight.
They want to kill someone on this wave because they know that someone's coming to this tower because they scanned these to the Wisdom Rune. So they're going to try and catch XXS in time. But they find the Amplify Damage Rune instead, and they're going to head mid.
Very interesting.
Oh, arrow coming through.
Spot the arrow. Dodge away. That's BKB done from the Monkey King. Oh, are they getting a little bit frisky here? Gotta watch and find that perfect initiation. With Mars not with him, it feels like one of those things that could be good, but now he's gonna TP and join the rest of his squad. As pressure up on this top tier 2. Xtreme just doing a good job of like centering these objectives and making their moves pretty aggressively. You can see though that Talon are trying to take the tier 1 bottom, set them up for a better Roche fight, but now Xtreme, they say, fine, we'll just go for your tier 3. And they're not responding quickly.
They're doing it for the base to force it.
So they do get that bottom tier 1 tower, but force out the glyph on the tier 3 top. Now Makoto has to get out of here. The treants are being annoying on the tier 2 bottom. And now a smoke. If this smoke connects, this is huge. Storm is a little ways away. He'd have to use a good chunk of his mana pool to connect here. Now rejoining.
It's going to be on WS. He just has to be the first one. Oh, the Storm XM. There's no Lincolns yet.
Vision. They need something. Smoke breaks. Oh man, the gem reveals that there wasn't anything there. That could have been huge.
I mean, there's still Song too, though. So, and he does have War Stomp though. So in theory, there was a War Stomp. On 3, they were so clumped, but good detection there from XM, right? Like he checked the high ground with the gem he's holding, so knew that they were safe.
Quick Roche respawn.
Oh yeah.
Now Xtreme, they're in position for it.
And of course, Naga Siren, as she used to be called, the queen of the Roche pit. Very hard to battle versus her, with the Song always being available.
It's really tough. I mean, I think Xtreme have drafted themselves such a good lineup for controlling spaces, and they played it really well so far. They are going to be rewarded with good positioning for this Roche fight, if it even ends up happening. I mean, depending upon how they play it, Talon might not even feel confident enough to head over there. Or they might feel confident enough on Xtreme just to say, screw the Roche. Nah, they're going for it.
It's just way too hard to get there. The wave pushing in. They just start on the side of XG. It's going to feel pretty obvious if there's an actual play coming.
Yeah. No, it feels this is pretty nice for Xtreme here. They will try and pressure and get that tier 2 tower up top.
Dude, look at this Solar Flare drow. That is...
I know. It doesn't seem fair. It's too much.
Guys, banner's not that bad. Someone can figure it out. There we go.
Great setup right there. Immediately spotting it. Tries to get down to the low ground to get away, but you are not escaping from XM. They set that up perfectly.
Just make it too easy, huh?
Just like that, they managed to take over. All of the tier 2 towers now down for Talon. And just looking for a way to get these fights going their direction. And with double Lincolns now, maybe killing XXS here, you got to get something.
Nope.
No, wait, they go.
Nope.
Oh,
bail. I mean, there was DY nearby with Song. It's just, you know, and Storm can just be there. So I think that was the right call.
I mean, it's, again, a testament to, like, how rough this game feels right now for them. I'm not sure what you're playing for, but it feels like it's got to be late. Like, we're taking tier 5 items or something, or a pretty severe dive coming from Xtreme.
That's really what it is, yeah. You're playing for a solid Doom or a Hex or something, but then you have this double Lincolns that you're playing around, so...
Right.
It won't be easy. Now, an additional Force Staff from DY has been picked up and is flying out.
There it is, the banner down. Butterfly on Ame, and yeah, come and hit me, why don't you? Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, Solar Flare is back in 15 seconds, so...
Dude, Ame does not care even a little bit. is just punching. Now, there is some split push going on. Kashi pushing up the other side. They get two caught immediately in that arena. Now the silence connection. Ghost Scepter keeping that lion alive for a moment longer, but only a moment. That is a full set of racks dead. They finish the nullifier on the Monkey King, but you gotta delay, figure out a way to keep this going. Makoto is just brought down about a quarter of his HP from just the Mirana. Can they do anything here at all? They've already used Arena, now jump forward, want to find Ame, can't pop the Lincolns, that's double on him right there. Half HP for WS. Where's the answer? They do not have it right now. An indomitable force of Xtreme Gaming as they move from lane to lane to lane. Only 2 minutes of this age has been used. Now they jump the backlines, find the Doom onto the Storm, but Song immediately resets all of this. WS just trying to escape. There's nowhere to go. The poor old Doom is in trouble and going to drop. They jump to the side. Kashi going to drop the Wukong's command, but it's not going to do enough. Makoto is already almost all the way dead. Ame down to half HP. Decides to back away, but he's still fine. Gonna follow and kill off this Lion. Yokum is dead. XM goes in for more, finds Ponyo. The spear connects. They are getting dismantled here in this game number 1 as Xtreme Gaming are just way too strong, and XM is going to be finally brought down, but I mean, it is a Pyrrhic victory if I've ever seen one. Maybe a second here. Ame turned upon, down to half HP, turns to hit onto Makoto, another arena down, and that should probably do it. Triple kill for Ame. Way too strong. GG called.
Yeah, he gets his late pick in the draft there and does damn well with it. Well protected by his teammates. And Talon not quite able to get that pressure